Hey folks, sorry it's a little late, but I did want to make a video of me going over the answers for the study guide questions for the Algebra Unit 2 test. So, with that said, I kind of have it presented a little bit differently. So as we go and we take a look at things, I don't have the answers. It's just the way that it kind of presents in creating this, but we do have the problems, and I've got the board, so we'll go over things. This first problem said large cheese pizzas cost $5 each, and large toppings, large one-topping pizzas cost $6 each. So we've got these cheese pizzas, we've got these one-topping pizzas, and so it said write an equation for the total cost for cheese pizzas and for all the cheese pizzas. But they gave us variables for this. So, altogether, just remember that $5 is the cost for regular cheese pizza. So we'd be doing 5C, okay? Plus $6 for each one topping pizza. They said they used D for that. I don't know why. Why D? But they did. And our grand total for that would be, we don't know. We don't know. So they said they used T for the total. That's our equation. If we just kind of like go back and look at the next question. That previous one, that's a figs and nuts type of problem. So it's a mixture problem. So then we've got this graph. They give us the equation, they give us the graph. It says select all of the coordinate pairs that represent a solution for the equation. So when we're looking at that, we're looking for, you have to look at each coordinate and say, is it on the line? Is it on the line? So 0, 2. So 0, 2 would be right here. Yes, it's on the line, so that one works. 0, 6 would be all the way up here. That's not on the line, so no, you don't select that one. 2, 6 would be 2 units over, 6 units up. Nope, not on the line. 3, 1, so 3 units over, 1 unit up. Yes, that's on the line. And then 4, 1, nope, not on the line. It's a little bit above it. And 6, 2. The last one was just 6, 2? No, that's not. You go 6 units over, 2 units up. It's not on the line. However, 6, 0 would be. But so that's going over that one. That's pretty straightforward. It's just this one we had. What we had was a graph, and they gave us a point on the graph, 30, 7. And so you were supposed to say, what's the meaning of that point? Well, going along the axis here, 30 means it's the number of adult tickets that they sold, and 7 is the number of children's tickets that they sold. So what is the meaning? The meaning, putting it all together, would be that that they have a combination of selling 30 adult tickets and 7 students tickets that added up to $275. Altogether, that's the meaning of it, putting the tickets and everything with the actual numbers. Then we've got this one, another one, reading the graph. So a lot of this is like looking at the points on the graph, and giving meaning to things. So Jada bought some sugar and strawberries to make jam. That's honestly how you make jam. Many times is just the fruit and sugar. Typically, that's all you really need. And it says sugar costs $1.80 a pound, strawberries cost $2.50 a pound. Jada spent a total of $19.40. Which point on the coordinate plane would represent? Okay, so here's the thing. None of the points fit except for B. B is the only one that's on the line, so B is the only solution. But let's move on, okay? Andre bought a new bag of cat food. Okay, so this one had a lot of parts to it. All right, so he bought a bag of cat food. Basically, when I look at this graph, I look and I see, oh, okay, so the ounces of cat food in the bag and the days since he bought it. So on day 0, he bought that bag of cat food and had 56 ounces of food in it. And then all the way over here, somewhere between 32 and 36 days is when it finally went empty. So estimating this, 32, exactly halfway here would be 34. So it kind of seems like it's just about 34 days. So they gave us, they didn't give us an equation for this. So it's kind of, we kind of do have to estimate with that. How many ounces of food were in the bag? 12 days after he bought it. So if we look at that, we go 12 days over, and we have to estimate that 32 to 40. That's going up by 8, which is a weird scale. So, but half of 8, this is a halfway point. Half of 8 would be 4. So it looks like 4 more than 32. The answer for that we'd be looking for would be 36 ounces. That's how much he has in the bag after that. And let's see, part B. How many days did it take for the bag to contain 16 ounces of food? Okay, so we come back up here, and now we're looking at 16. We trace that over to 24. We've got 24 days is the answer to that part. Part C, how much did the bag weigh before it was opened? Well, we already know that. That was the starting value. That was 56 ounces. D, how many days did it take for the bag to be empty? We already looked at that. Round your answer to the nearest whole day. So that's where I said that it seemed to be somewhere around that, like 34 days. D, C, D, and that was it. Okay, so on to the next one, which we're getting there towards no, we're not towards the end. There's a lot of problems here. Okay, so we got 3 points. Boom, boom, boom. Explain how we can tell that the graph represents the given situation. So they gave us this whole thing. They gave us an equation. They gave us, so here's the thing, is that this 1.5, I don't even see that anywhere in the graph. This 3.5, don't see it anywhere in the graph. The 21, I don't even see that number anywhere on the graph. So how the heck is this equation being represented here? Well, it would come down to if you ended up like looking at these combinations of 0 sheets of stickers, but all cardstock. And if you went up here and actually did some math with the number of stickers and the number of cardstock, the cost for the stickers and the cardstock, and multiplied and actually found out, oh, you'd be like, oh, they did spend exactly $21 if they bought just 6 packs of cardstock. They did spend $21 if they spent $14. If they bought 14 packs of stickers. They did spend $21 if they bought 7 sheets of stickers and 3 packs of cardstock. So how do we can tell it represents the situation? It's because every single one of these points that are here, they work if we actually take the time to get a calculator and do the math. So that's honestly what you would have had to do. In answering this, I've kind of also answered the second part, which asks about these points at the end. So I don't feel that we necessarily need to go over that. We've got another graph. The graph shows how much money Priya has in her savings account after these weeks of savings. I look at this and I see, okay, right here, she started with $80. That's the amount in her bank account. And then it looks like as time is going on, it's kind of hard to find a nice point, but it looks like after 5 weeks, she now has $200. So thinking about that, as time has gone on, it took her 5 weeks, and now this is at a height of 200. But it really started at a height of 80. So how much did it go from 80 to 200? That went up by just doing the math, went up by 120. So it went up by $120. And that would be our slope, our rate of change for this. Is this question even asking that? I don't know, but what I am trying to do is just kind of analyze it before I even jump into everything. So looking at this, I can tell that she saved $120 after 5 weeks. I could reduce that down and find out how much did she save in 1 week, just by dividing 120 by 5. And so thinking through that, let's see, would that be 30? 12 divided by 100? I don't know. Man, I'm bad at mental math. You're putting me on the spot here. I'm putting myself on the spot. 120 divided by 5. I just don't want to be wrong. Oh, no, it's 24. It's way off. But it'd be $24 per week that she's saving. I don't even think it asks us anything about that, but let's go back. Okay, so looking at this, it says how much money does Priya have in her account after 10 weeks? Well, that is just looking at this and saying, okay, she has $320. That is just reading right from the graph. How long did it take her to save $200? That's coming up here and going $200. It took her 5 weeks. And then let's see, how much money did Priya have in her savings account when she started to save regularly? That's just the starting amount. That's that $80 that she had. And write an equation to represent the dollar amount in her savings account and the number of weeks that she's been saving. Okay, so this is a y equals mx plus b equation, and here's the thing, is that, kind of decoding this and looking at, where did it start at? It started at 80. And it went up. It's going up by $120 every 5 weeks, which is $24 per week. There's two equations that we could write for this. Y equals $80 plus 24, like X, or, you know, X for the number of weeks. Or Y equals $80 plus 120 for every 5 weeks, X. There's, you know, like, this is definitely the nicer way. Of course, we can flip-flop these around and rewrite them in a different way. And here's the thing, is that this one would get like a gold star on it, because this is very much like one of the test, the very first test question, in that when you have to write an equation for a phone company, it's kind of like that. There's like a base fee that they charge, plus so much per, you know, phone line that they charge. All right, so let's go back to this. Oh man, I thought this was going to be a quick video, but we're finally on the last question. So we've got this, and again, it's a lot of like interpreting graphs. What does the vertical intercept of 0 to 100 mean? It means that they bought no adult tickets, and they only bought student tickets, sold student tickets, and they sold exactly 200 student tickets, and they collected $1,400. That's the meaning of that, putting it into a sentence. So, like, which one is it? Let's see, which multiple choice thing is it? It tells us. If no adult tickets were sold, 200, so it's C. The answer for that one's C. Overall, whoa boy, that's a lot of math. But I know the video for this, I'm making it a little late for this year, for the group that has the test today. So this video is really only helpful for the group later on. But I'm hoping that that with the stuff that we've done in class, and having a chance to work on this maybe with folks in class or on your own, that really you kind of knew some of the answers to this before even watching this video. All right, bye folks, take care.